Title belts to Hall of Fame. Doug and Tommy carved the name. Fists of fury and hearts of gold. Every story, every fight retold. Tales of glory, laughter, cry. Tennessee warriors with hearts open wide. In the ring or on the air, legends living without a care. On the mic they roar, on the mat they soar. Dangerous conversations, fans wanting more. Guys, kings ruling the waves. Memphis wrestling raising the stage.
Hey everybody, welcome back once again to Dangerous Conversations with your Doug Gilbert and Tommy Wildfire Rich. Fellas,
somebody say something about fired up, guys.
Gene, our man's on a tear today.
He is. He's fired up already. Tommy, since this is an audio podcast, you got to tell everybody about what's on that shirt you're wearing right now. It's tremendous.
It's a Wally World. You know where Wally World is?
California.
Oh, Lord, for real?
Yeah.
I ain't never had nothing but bad experiences there. I don't know. I might take this out. You want it?
Griswold's had to go plumb across the country to get to Wally World that time.
Yeah, and you see how their luck went, too.
Exactly.
They had a bad day.
Speaking of traveling across the country, Doug almost did recently, didn't you?
Yeah, man, I've been
I was madder than hell at him.
across
He took
the
pictures from Planet 31 and everything. He had all the good pictures.
Yeah,
he does.
Made it out to Vegas for a few days, and me and Melissa had a great time, and we went and seen a lot of stuff she wanted to see. And I was telling Tommy, he laughed at me. He was asking me, did I see a few people? And I told him I saw a few people, and he said, you probably didn't see that many. He said, if you had that good of a time. And I said, well, that's true. Me and Melissa, we went to a lot of good steakhouses and different places, and they
went on excursions too. I mean, when they do it like me, I just follow the crowd. They got their own agenda and they go do and see stuff. Now, back in the day when we go on them trips and go to some of these towns and like Stan Hansen, he was the best about it. Like everywhere we went, he'd go see the New York Monument or something, and that was cool. We were too worried about getting to the bar, we're closed.
Yeah.
Big Stan. Yeah, they went on excursions. I did a couple of them. We went horseback. I'll tell you real funny. You know the Armstrongs, right?
Right.
Because I got a bone to pick with you about Gadsden, Alabama in a little bit.
Uh-oh.
But, anyway, Steve, we went and rode the horses in the Grand Canyon, and the guy told Steve, he said, don't take that horse across no water now. The first thing Steve did, he took that horse across while that horse stole his ass. Next thing we see was a horse running by us and a fella walking behind. He didn't want his horse. He walked all the way back up to the stable.
Hey, is that what was wrong with Steve?
Yeah, probably. He fell off right at that horse, but yeah. He was mad as hell too. I would have been too, because he wasn't mad about the horse throwing me. He was mad because he couldn't handle the horse. That's what I told him, son.
And now
Tommy's
got that story. Tommy's got that story about Steve, but I'm sure he'll remember this story when I start to tell it. But anyway, so Tommy was working in East Tennessee, and his family, I think they was up around Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge one.
Yeah.
And he took his 3 girls and Terry, I think, riding. They all went riding. And I think the story was, I think Tommy got off to do something with one of the girls or something, but he wound up walking behind one of the horses. Wasn't that what it was, Tommy?
Yeah.
And remember the horse kicked Tommy in the ribs. I mean, kicked him. He had a big bruise.
It would kill him on the fan. It would have killed him. But I had my kids in front of me, and I couldn't sell it. I didn't want them to know I was hurt, but I was hurting bad too. Yeah.
Yeah, but he had a big, Gene all over his side. It was just like purple and stuff. And I said, man, what happened to you? He said, by all things, a horse kicked me. And I thought he was playing. I said, well, what? He said, a horse kicked me. And I said, what was you doing behind the horse? But something, I can't remember the exact whole story, but something he was walking around, all three of his daughters.
Yeah, we stopped to take a little break, and I walked around. I got off my horse and walked around, going to help my little girl off. Shit, I walked behind that horse. He kicked me in them ribs, son.
Oh.
I'm telling you. Felt like a dang train hit me.
That's rough. That is rough.
Oh, it was. That's the reason. That's the one reason I don't care too much about excursions either. Every time I go on one, something happens.
Yeah, that's a story to tell, but it's not a fun one, is it?
Oh, it was for everybody but me. Everybody else got a little giggle out of it. I mean, when the girls
So,
seen
Gene, what we got going on?
Well, I'm curious now to see what Tommy's got going on with Gadsden. I want to make sure we get that in.
I don't know if you might want to say Mr. Lynn, because there's going to be a lot of mad people at you.
At me?
Yep.
Good thing I edit this thing.
Well, if there's a couple of bleeps on me, y'all know what's happening.
Oh my goodness! All right. Well, we'll save it till the end.
No, let's talk about it now.
All right, let's go.
Y'all see my new hairdo? I know y'all wasn't gonna say nothing about it because y'all be hating. You know, the mullet's coming back in, boys. I got all that. I got all that stuff cut back.
But
anyway, that's coming up to my story about my friend over here. Anyway, we wrestled in Gadsden, Alabama one night. Terry Lynn, what it was, I talked to Terry Lynn about the podcast and stuff, and I said, what do you think about it? She says, I don't watch it. I said, you don't watch it? I said, why? She said, because I don't like that Gene. I said, you don't like Gene? I said, he don't like you either. Anyway, in Gadsden a long time ago, he come up, he was pulling on the back of my shirt, and I was trying to get in the building. Gene was pulling on my shirt, and Terry Lynn was with me. I was trying to get us in through the crowd, and he was wanting an autograph. And I told him, I said, I'll sign it when I get inside. Oh, and he got mad and called me an a-hole and everything. So my wife he got heat with my wife. I ain't got no heat with me because I am an a-hole every now and then. No, I'm just teasing.
That was Gene or somebody like Gene?
I was like, that would have had to been Tupelo way back when.
You wouldn't mistake him for nobody else.
I didn't get to Gadsden until 10
when
years ago.
When my wife said he was little, I said, I ain't never seen Gene little.
Just younger, not little, huh?
Younger, yeah. Me too. Yeah. Me too. I got you.
Hey,
okay.
Gene said he was born that size.
You just get Mr. and Miss Gene. You just give birth to a 10-pound head. Yeah,
that's right. When that doctor delivered me, he was like this. It's a good joke if we had video, but
hey, next time you'll have something for us to talk about, won't you, instead of you?
Yeah, instead of letting you lead, huh?
Yeah.
I was going to see if he's going to mention the mullet because I noticed I had come across a picture of you online the other night, and your hair looked just like it does now. Is one of them.
Instead
and you go ahead, Tyler.
Instead of 90-year-old women hitting on me, now I got some 75 and 80-year-old women hitting.
Oh, okay. Well,
I got it going on.
And
they tell me they ask you and they touch it because they have flashbacks of the 80s, which was a wonderful time. See, and it's 420 somewhere, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, kind of like down here at Myrtle Beach, all these folks wait for 5 o'clock. I don't know what 5 o'clock's got to do with it. They say it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and they'll be drinking at 12. So, I'm just always curious about that. It's always whatever time I wanted to have one. It didn't matter what time it was. But now then I got the excuse I'm retired.
You're going to laugh, Tommy, now. You're sitting there talking about that and your hair and stuff. And me and Gene had a little conversation about this the other day after we got off the air. And we was talking about hair, and as you could tell, best ones to be talking about hair and full heads of hair anyway. And I said, you know what? I said, Tommy's something. I said, and I think I recall right. Gene said, as many years as he's done his hair, and I said, he's still got a head full of hair. I said, I'll tell you who gets hot about it is Ricky Morton. I said, and the funny thing is Ricky tries to, he look at Tommy's. I said, there's something to do, I think, with beer or alcohol and hair as far as making it stay in, because I said, now I can't understand any other reason. I told Gene, I said, Tommy does not have one bald spot nowhere on his head. I said, he's got a full head of hair. I said, and I am to the conclusion that alcohol has got to be good for your hair. Would you think that would be positive, Tommy, maybe?
Oh, yeah. And little variety packs. And, you know, I mean, it's got to be something in that, you know, something somewhere. Yeah.
But I feel like a beer company ought to pay you to go around and make that speech at different places, selling their beer, saying, look, you drink beer now, you can have hair like this for years to come.
Well, Coors Light ought to support me anyway. Papa Top, 5 o'clock.
There you go.
He is in a big cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
telling
water
you,
in there.
I know what's in that tea he's drinking.
It ain't tea. I can promise that. I don't like tea, but
See
just
that?
water. Just water.
I told you.
That's twisted.
Water.
That's twisted tea.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite the mystery, Doug. I mean, I was standing in line behind Tommy, and we was up here in Philadelphia, and I'm like, his hair ain't even thin in the back. I'm sitting up here, 48 years old, bald headed, and Tommy's hair ain't even thinning, so it's not fair. But
no, I'm just thinking about what I can do today since it's not sunny in Myrtle Beach. What kind of indoor festivities I got going on, because I guess that's what I'll be doing later. Maybe going to beat my grandson in a little bowling tonight.
There you go.
Oh, that sounds like a good thing to be doing.
Yeah.
Hey, we went the other night. Best game ever, bowled 301. I bowled a 301.
Is that right? Well, you're just a little bit better. You're a little bit better than perfect.
Yeah, I know, but Gene didn't even know. You know, he ain't very athletic, I don't reckon.
Athletic. I didn't know bowling was considered athletics. But, yeah.
I need you to go up there and tell one of them bowlers down at that bowling alley I go to. It's got one of them splints on their hand and got one of them ball lights up and shit. I dare you to tell one of them it ain't a sport.
They roll up there in a motorized chair and throw the ball. And...
No, that's what you do. You push that little damn thing out and put the ball up on and let it roll down. Put the gutters up.
Oh, yeah. You put them gutters up, ain't nobody going to beat me. I'll get 302.
Oh, I'd beat you. Oh, let's don't even go there. I'll have to fly you down here just so I can beat you.
Hey, I need to go to the beach. I'm going to keep talking smack then. Tommy, I'd come down there and I'd beat you. I'd get 375 bowling, Tommy. And then I'd shave your head.
You sound like Ronnie P, man.
Oh, I actually got a video of Ronnie P. I thought we might watch a little bit later, because we got a few different people messaged me last week and said they enjoyed the Ronnie Gossett story, and they liked hearing y'all talk about Ronnie Gossett and wanted me to ask if you had any other stories. But before we got to that, I was doing some research for a podcast about Ozark Mountain Wrestling over in Jonesboro. You know, when Bert got sideways with the USWA and left and went and started up Jonesboro. And Tommy, I know you went and was there for quite a while, and it says that Doug was going to come in and challenge Colorado Kid, but I can't find any results where Doug was actually there. So I was going to ask you, first of all, Tommy, I guess you basically left USWA for a bit and went over and worked for Bert full time, right?
Yeah, I had to make a move, you know. But actually, I was doing part of in a movie on Netflix too. Is the reason I was going out there. You ever seen that show on Netflix, Ozark?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of it. I need to watch more.
I'm one of them gangsters in that thing too. You know, I was one of them Ozark Devil guys.
I believe that.
You know who Ozark Mountain Daredevils are, don't you?
Yeah, but back, he does have black. You with blonde hair, he's got black when he's in it.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch any of that, Gene?
I've seen
You're
just a
watching
little bit
that
of it.
with
I've been told I need to watch the whole series. I just hadn't. I've had so many other shows going on. I hadn't sat down and watched it.
Season. They got a new season out too. Hey, Ozark, we're giving y'all a good plug. So send us a T-shirt.
Yeah, sponsor us or something. Why don't you?
Yeah, that's even better.
Dangerous Conversation, sponsored by Ozark on Netflix.
Yeah. I know,
Subscribe
Gene,
now.
one of them sponsors you got us so far. Hell, they told us we owe them money.
Yeah, I mean, y'all left to go make money and come back.
They said, please send us a check.
I sent them some money just so they quit calling me.
We had to send Tommy to go do the Hot Tamale show just so we could keep this thing going.
Oh, Hot Tamale. What is it? Hot Tamale, man. Big shout out to you. I seen that thing with me and him too. That stuff is funny, man.
So, a lot like in the studying I was doing on that, Tommy, they were saying at the time, Bert was actually drawing better in Jonesboro and some of those towns over there than USWA had been drawing in Jonesboro around that time. Is that true?
Yeah, he was, because he was bringing, some guys. Well, some of the Memphis talent, but he was bringing different guys in too. And USWA, they was the established group where they might not hustle that town because it was their town. They might not hustle it as hard. Bert, love him, like him, hate him, whatever. Bert knew how to promote a show. I went up to South Dakota and for Bert, and he had me and Buzz Sawyer. We had two towns somewhere up there, and it was cold and about half, snow on the ground. Buzz Sawyer, it's, anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees. Buzz Sawyer got flip-flops on and booty shorts and a cut-off sleeve T-shirt. Yeah, quite the character Buzz was. And and he was straight too. That was just a normal day for him.
Wow.
But I'm going to tell you the reason them shows really draw, Tommy. You know why they really drawed over there?
Tracy Smothers was on them?
No, Tracy didn't have nothing to do with it.
I just aggravating Tommy. That's who he was working with.
The guy at the golf course, he what's our golf course guy's name, Tommy? The country club. Van. Yeah, Van got out and hustled with old Bert and got it drawing, didn't he, Tommy? Old Van was one of the sponsors, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, because Van went on, started promoting his own shows. I did Birmingham, Alabama. I went with him. We went a week ahead. He went out and hustled. Of course, he loved that dog track, too. We got sidetracked sometimes over the dog track. But he hustled. Yeah, he knew how to promote.
This is a guy, one of Bert's backers, Gene, who I'm talking about, which, Bert done all of his stuff, but Van was a good friend of mine, Tommy's. He run the country club over there. Yeah. And actually in Paragoulds where he run a country club at. And me and Tommy always, when we're over in that vicinity of Jonesboro, Paragould, or anything, we go over there and see him. He's a really good guy. Tommy and him's been friends for years. And me and him have been friends ever since Tommy introduced me to him. But he wound up running, was it Paragould, Tommy, where there's about 1,000 people? Where was that at?
It was Paragould.
Him and Tommy booked it for him, and Van run Paragould, and they drew legitimately about 1,000 people, Gene, to when, nobody over there had drew like that. But Tommy had, I forgot who, Tommy worked with somebody. This is Tommy's book, and I ain't sure that I should be real pleased with Tommy about this, but Tommy booked me against Mabel.
Oh, shit.
Him against somebody. Tommy worked against somebody.
Well, the reason I booked him against Mabel, because he held me up. I had to teach him a lesson.
he taught him a lesson. Boy, Tommy put me over. The way Tommy put me over, he had him splash me about 6 times, and finally the referee had done told him to stop after about the 3rd time. He disqualified him after about the 4th or 5th time. And I'll say one thing: the people felt so sorry for me. I was definitely a big baby face when I left because they thought, how did that guy not get killed? And
I was thinking, how is Big Mabel a baby face and not a heel anyway?
Right. And but anyway, so Tommy was in the main event working against somebody. I can't remember.
Is that the night Sid was there too?
We had Sid. Sid worked against somebody, and then me against Mabel. And that was the 3 top matches. Tommy was in the main event, then it was Sid, then it was me, and everything. But the show went really well. I mean, everybody was happy with it. I could not believe. I mean, I thought it would draw good, but I thought drawing good would be 500 to 600, and it was, like I said, around 1,000 people. So it was really a good night.
Yeah, for me, Repairable Arkansas, you can't beat 1,000 people. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know I'm rambling off the subject, but Van was one of Bert's. Like Bert had like a half a dozen, and that's how Bert done it and drew money over there. He had a half a dozen good sponsors that would help him get out. And like I said, Van was one of them hustlers. Like Tommy said, Tommy went down in Alabama with him, and he run some shows in Alabama. And I mean, I think they done pretty well down there also. Yep. But the good thing for him, like up here in Paragould, that was his home base, so it's a lot easier to get out and advertise and get you sponsors to help yourself there.
He worked. He had the restaurant. He ran the. It was his. The restaurant at the country club that was his, and so he knew all them golf guys that come in that had some money, and he'd get car dealers or whatever to sponsor too. I mean, he knew, especially in Paragould, it was real good.
Did you ever work any of them Ozark Mountain shows, Doug?
Gene, I was going to go up there, but then it wound up when I was going to go, I wound up trying to think. It was set up where I was supposed to go, but then for some reason I didn't pull out of that. They pulled me out. I was trying to think who would have been booking at that time, but it was to go take somebody's place at one of the. I was supposed to be off of working for like the USWA during that time, but somebody else had left for a couple of weeks when I was supposed to go up there. I was supposed to go up there for like a week and a half or something, but somebody had quit or something, and they called me and asked me would I come back, and I talked to Bert, and Bert said, yeah, that was cool. And I wound up not going, but that I was supposed to go.
Because the way I understood it, Bert and Colorado Kid decided to quit USWA, and then they go to Jonesboro, and how Bert does, like within a couple of weeks, he's rounded up sponsors, and all of a sudden there's a promotion going. And they started running Jonesboro on Monday nights, and people say that at first there was people that were double shotting from Memphis all the way to Jonesboro, and then the timing of that didn't work out a couple of times, and that they said that Lawler and them was like, look, you can't do Jonesboro on Monday nights or you can't work here. Is that how you guys remember it?
Well, I would think that because now Jonesboro was still one of their towns that they run once a month. So I wouldn't have figured they would have wanted that. But now I say that, and in all reality, like I said, then they had told me I was supposed to go over there for like a week and a half. But I think there was one show in Jonesboro, but I think I was supposed to work like 3 shows that was, like 40 miles from Jonesboro or something. But Bert had it where it was like a little, the trip, 100 miles or something like that, 120, the furthest trip. I think he wound up, I don't know if it was during this time, but I'm thinking during this time, he wound up going as far, didn't he, Tommy, down to, what's the town that's so far from there? It's like 150 miles or something, with a little like Nashville, like
Branson, Missouri. Branson.
Yeah, Branson. He wound up going to Branson, but he had somebody that sponsored that bought shows from him over there. But that was like the furthest he went. But like he'd go to the little towns, say 40 miles out of Jonesboro, like the Mark Trees, the different towns like that. But Bert would do good with those.
Yeah, but he pissed me off on that Branson. He told me he's going to make a damn country music singer out of me because he knew a guy. I got up to Branson, Missouri. He didn't know no guy.
Well, he probably knew a guy, but it just wasn't anybody who could make you a country singer.
He didn't know music.
And that was back when Branson was still kicking a little bit, right? When it was still
I'll tell you what, the house was all right too, but like Dougie said, it was a paid show anyway.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, that was just an attraction for them to have up there with all the other stuff that goes on. I mean, have you ever been to Branson?
I never have, no.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. Give me your wife's phone number. Ain't no reason you can't take her to Branson, Missouri.
Is anybody still there? Are they still?
I'll tell you what it's like. It's like a Gatlinburg. I mean, it was. Yeah. I enjoyed it. We had a heck of a time. We stayed. Actually, we were supposed to stay 2 days, and me and Territ went with me, and we stayed over another day just to piddle around.
I'm gonna tell you, Gina. I think I was supposed to be in Branson. I don't think I've ever been, but I was supposed to be there 3 times. And you would figure the third time would be the charm, right? That
Yeah.
you'd make it on the third one. But on either the first one or the second one, Tommy was on. Tommy might have been on all 3 of them. I don't know, but I know he was on a couple of them. But anyway, I was supposed to be on one of them with Tommy, and the guy coming in the dressing room. This is one of the best stories ever. And Tommy told me, he said, I had to take your place. And I said, you had to do what? He said, I had to take your place. I said, well, they couldn't have got a finer person that took my place than you. And the guy come in, he didn't know none of the boys. He didn't know nobody. He didn't know nothing about wrestling. He didn't know nothing about it. So one guy comes in, and then another guy comes in paying people. So the guy paid Tommy his money. So the other guy come in, and he said, well, where's such and such? And when he got to my name, Tommy, what'd you say? You raised your hand. He come over, and he paid Tommy my money. I popped. I said, that's the best I've heard. But like I said, they was not wrestling. They was more entertainment.
Yeah.
Just show people that they was, nothing with wrestling, but they was.
It's kind of like in fairs, you do the fair shows and stuff. I mean, it's an add-on for them. They got the country music or the music or whatever, but when they have them little festivals, they like to add something to it. And they definitely didn't know nothing about wrestling.
So you saying we was the add-on, huh, Tommy?
Huh?
I said, you're saying we was the add-on then.
Yeah, I've pretty much all my life. I've been that. I always wondered on the wrestling card. It said, everybody say, you made the Poon list. I said, what the hell's the Poon list? Plus one other match.
Oh, I'll tell you what, y'all are all on a bunch of posters because I get people sending them to me all the time, and I keep adding them to the Facebook. And I noticed the other day we're over like 1,300 different posters that either have some combination of you two, Eddie, Mr. Gilbert. Like we've got quite a collection of them now. It's kind of fun to go through and read them.
Gene, I was at one of my buddies' house in Memphis just a couple hours ago, and I was shocked. I walked out into one of his garages that don't open, that there's just stuff stored in, and he had about 14 boxes full. Tommy, do you remember the what did y'all call those tapes? It was about that big. You know what they would send around the loop, the big
3/4 inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, them things was expensive as hell.
Well, he had just bought them last week. He said there's about 14 boxes of them. And I picked a few up just looking at them. And I said, man, this is some cool stuff here. And he said he actually got them from one guy had contacted him. And I said, man, you know what it's going to take, though, is somebody looking. I said, there'll be somebody that would love to take them off of that and put them on. You talking about some good footage, Gene.
Man, yes, because all that's out there is just what people recorded off of television, on their home VCRs. There's not any master tapes of any of that stuff. So that'd be worth.
That's what they were called, was the master tape.
Yeah, and these were what these are, Gene. There's about 14 boxes of them, and there was about, I'd say 14 to 16 in a box.
That's awesome, because people have sworn for years they all got taped over and none of them existed. So
that's what I said too. I said, I thought everybody said y'all sent those, you sent them around the loop and everyone got taped over. And he said, these wasn't the guy that recorded these, kept them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope he gets them out there somewhere.
Yeah. He kept them. Would that guy please step forward? Yeah.
You gotta take me to that friend's house sometime. There's a lot of stuff around there I would love to see.
Good deal. I made some few pictures today of some things I'll shoot you and Tommy, but I thought it was cool. And which Tommy been in there and strolled around and everything.
I know, but I didn't get to drive that damn Batmobile around. I thought I was going to get my tail asked for asking. Get my tail whipped. Yeah. Are you kidding me? You ain't had no driver's license since they put pictures on him, he said to me. He wasn't wrong either.
I mean, you know what? You know what would be a fun video? I mean, we might have to do some camera tricks where there's a stunt person to do it. But if we could get a video of you and Doug hitting him with the Batmobile out in the WMC parking lot, that would be a fun reunion video there.
Actually, Bonnie and Clyde need to just go over and be trying to steal it, and him come out like he's gonna catch it.
There you go. Pull the strap down and chase you.
Gene, you got your phone there with you?
Scared,
I do.
I'm scared if I got that Batmobile, he'd come out and shoot me with a gun.
He probably would.
He loved that car.
Yes.
Of course, I don't blame him. I mean, I would too. It's a beautiful car.
Yeah, shoot, Tommy, I have no idea about this, but somebody was doing a promo the other day and said it was worth like a couple $100,000. I would have never thought that, Gene.
Oh, I mean, that's
Yeah, I think it's one of the originals they used in the TV show, so that don't surprise me.
I didn't want to say that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I was told.
I think they told me it's like a 69 or 67 or something crazy like that.
What kind?
Tommy, I couldn't even.
I'd like to know what kind of car. Well, you know, they just said that body owned one when they made them things back then.
Did you say what kind is it? Batmobile.
Yeah, 67 Batmobile. I was going to do the same thing, Doug.
Okay, both of y'all. Hey, both
I didn't
of
want to
y'all,
talk over him.
Both of y'all kiss my ass. And do not bleep that, or I'll beat your bleeping shoes off.
Oh, that's a great picture right there. We got to get that up on the.
Yeah, I apologize, Tommy. I don't know. I hadn't looked. I figured when me and you was there that you would have actually looked at that part of it to see what kind of car it was.
Well, I didn't even think. See, that's, I'm not. I like to say the big package. But now when you sit and think about it, I wonder what kind of car that really is. Hey,
I don't know. They've altered it so much. I don't even know if you'd really even be able to tell, honestly.
No, but I'm saying it had to be a Chevy engine in it, or
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
They put it on a Chevy frame. I would call him right now, but he didn't give me his number.
Hey, well, I'll tell you what. Next time you're in town, what we're going to do, I want to see this. This will be fun. I'll follow you. I'm going to get him to get it out, and you and him ride down the road in it, and me follow you, and I'll tape you.
Well, let me know, because I want to be there for that too. That'll be tremendous.
And can if we get him to put the Batman mask or whatever on, and you put like a Lone Ranger mask, like
hell no, I'm on it. No, it'd be Batman and Robin. I hate to tell you.
So
I'd put that little Sissy Robin outfit on.
Oh, you put the green tights and all that on.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Well, you heard it, Gene.
I was saying, I thought you were going to have to trick him into that. Because I thought with the Lone Ranger mask, you were tricking him into Robin, but he just went for it. I'm talking about.
There you go, Gene.
Good stuff. Well, you mentioned Ronnie Gossett. We talked a little bit about Burt Prentice. So I'm going to pull up this video and let y'all watch this. Do you remember? I know Tommy was in WCW at the time. Doug, you were coming in and out, but I think you had just left like a few weeks before this. I think by now you guys are doing. It's September '91. You guys are doing Global, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like September, October. I started a little bit after Eddie did. I started a couple months after Eddie did.
So Christopher Honey Love is in Memphis, and he's managing the PYTs, and they're going after Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller's tag team titles. And Jarrett and Fuller bring in Ronnie Gossett to counteract Honey Love, and they have a promo out here together. So I wanted to kind of show y'all this and get y'all's reaction to it based on us talking about them last time, because everybody seemed to be enthused about the idea of.
Jerry was out here talking earlier about bringing in people that you don't exactly agree with. And that's all boils down to you got to fight fire with fire. So what me and Robert did is we went out and we got somebody bigger, a lot fatter, a lot more obnoxious, and probably the biggest jerk me and Robert could think of. And we're going to put him in our corner, and Christopher Honey Love, you're going to have to deal with him, and we want to bring him out right now. Come on out here.
Oh, no, Ronnie P. Gossett. Oh, my goodness.
Never deceased entertainer.
Here he comes, Ronnie P. Gossett.
You bet
I
me
think
Bobby
you may have had some of
him
those
as days
adjectives
in,
right,
hung
Jeff.
over that banister
Hello,
five,
Jeff
4
Jarrett. Hello,
bucks.
Dave Brown. Let me get
Maybe
one
one
thing
leg,
straight,
Bobby
bub.
with the other.
Don't you ever call me fat.
I
I
think
am
he was a
not
little bigger
fat.
than
You understand that? I don't appreciate anybody calling me fat. Don't worry about it, Ronnie.
Obnoxious and all that's okay, but we won't call you fat.
You know, Jeff Jarrett, when you called me up, I was more than happy to sign that contract, and I was even more than happy to take your money. But deep down, I always admired you and Robert Fuller as great professional wrestlers.
I'm sure you
I'll have
did.
to hand it to you. You've paid your dues. You're one of the tops in the profession. And now I want to talk about Chris Love.
Tell him,
If you're
big
back
boy,
there,
tell
boy, you listen up, honey, because you are looking at the most
Jeff's face through all this? He's
obnoxious
tickled.
manager in wrestling. I am
No,
the
he
scum
loved
of the
Ronnie P.
earth.
Gossett.
I am
He's
lower
happy
than
to be
slime. There is nothing that I won't do, and there's
Look at that
nothing
big smile.
I haven't done. And when they called me, I was more than happy to get a piece of your big, fat butt. So you listen to me, you female impersonator.
What's
Wherever
he saying,
you see
Jim?
my boys, you're going to
You
see
can't hear- I got it
Ronnie
turned
P.
all the way up. You
So
can't hear
I
it.
hope you
I
kind of
can't hear none of it. I wish
sashay
I
down
could.
to the ring, and you bring your
you hear it,
PYTs
Doug?
or your FATs
Yeah, I can hear it.
or whatever you want to bring down.
Y'all got that high
And if you
tech
stick
stuff,
your
I know.
nose in that match, even raise one little eyebrow, even bat an eye, I'm going to take this big ham hock and I'm going to knock your butt in the next area code. You got it, Daddy?
Christopher Love back in.
Come on, nothing! No! This fat pig Ronnie Gossett wants to come out here and
Look at
say
Big
he's
Bird,
the scum
man.
of the earth, honey.
Big
He
Bird
wishes he
got
was
Ric
that
Flair
good.
doggone
This
dragon.
man,
That's
I
what
knew
it
he
is.
was in town, coming down today, coming down this avenue right here that goes by this TV studios. This fat blob down at McDonald's got caught in the arches leaving the restaurant. Now tell me that this pig's here and thinks that he's gonna stop me. Who does this idiot think he is, honey? First,
see,
I'd like
that's
to know,
Memphis wrestling
when did he
at
get
its
out
best,
of
I mean.
jail? That overgrown pig.
you know,
Why don't he
they
come
wasn't doing
out
that
here?
stuff nowhere else. They
If
can
he
all
thinks
say
he's
they do
anybody
it.
at all,
They do stuff
if
like
he thinks he's gonna come in here, how stupid is Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller? Man, let me tell you something, honey.
That's Bert.
You're out here talking about me, what you
Bert's bigger
gonna
than
do to
Big
me,
Ronnie. I
anything
can't
you got
believe
to say
that.
to me, blubber, you say it to my face. You got that? Well, turn around so I can see your face, fat man. Let me tell you what I got to say to you, punk. You're nothing in this business. You've never managed anybody credible. You're a liar. You're a thief. You're a con. You're a crook. And that ain't even starting it, honey. Chris Love, I thank you for all those compliments because I'm everything you ever wanted to be in professional
Look, I
wrestling.
read his face
You are the
again. He's
biggest
about to have a
nothing
heart
since the
attack.
invention of the zero, my fine feathered fat friend. Let me tell you something. Don't interrupt me, ladybug.
You know what's so
when
good
I get
about
through
this?
talking, I'll tell you.
I can't hear
you
what
have been
they're
jealous
saying,
of me for
but I know
years
they
because
shoot
only
with
the
each other 'cause
top
they
talent
didn't
has
like each
associated
other
with
very
Ronnie
much.
Gossett. While you go out and you get these nothing happening, never was bums to put in your stable. You used to call me on the phone daily and ask to be on my application file.
Liar.
Teaching you how to be a manager. You are nothing. You are the biggest nothing since the invention of the zero, my friend.
Is that the truth, honey?
Let's talk facts. Who was running around here not 1 year ago in a diaper, punk? Who was running around here and ripped off half of the wrestlers he managed? Your checks are still bouncing all over the state. Now start with me, punk, and I'm going to tell the truth about you. You're nothing.
Brad-
you know
Dave Brown's
what?
thinking,
Slime ain't
shut
good enough
up.
word, honey. Slime ain't good enough word.
Dave
Now, let me
Brown's
tell
thinking,
you
what is
something in
going
a
on
nice way, my
See,
friend.
that's a little bit of the difference between Dave. Lance would be all up in that. You know,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
my God.
Yeah, I'll send you that, Tommy, so you can hear it.
Please
It's
do.
pretty
I'd
funny.
like to hear that. I mean, yeah. Especially with them two. I know it had to be good.
Hey, Tommy wound up making some AI pictures out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy on putting that hat on me or something.
Yeah.
You know what? I can honestly say I don't remember that. What year would that have been, Jim?
That was 91. It was September of 91. I think you had left right around end of July, early August, something like that.
Or you think maybe right after that promo?
Or maybe right before the promo. It's like, hey, Ronnie P and Bert's going to be here next week, and you're like, well, no.
Hey, they both characters. Like I said, anybody say whatever, like Tommy said before, and you've heard me say Jim before. Well, Bert, everything he ever told me, he kept his word. And
Yes,
like
sir.
I said, you hear people, all these stories and everything. Shoot, I'd leave shows, like if I was on next to last or something, he'd usually come in when it's over and pay everybody. I'd just leave and, we'd be at TV the next day or a show the next night. And man, he'd always bring me my money. I mean, and he'd call me a lot of times, like after I'd leave and say, honey, I didn't pay you. I got your money. And I said, Bert, just when I see you, I'll get it. And Gene, never, all the people I heard gripe, all the stories I heard, I didn't ever worry about it. And it was one of them deals. And I thought,
well, he loved you, Dougie.
I don't know. He was funny.
If I know Dougie wasn't taking his damn money, you don't better believe I'd have been. Dougie said, "Give me his money."
I'll get it. Too.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing about it though, he'd always give it to me.
No, yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't that. But and then I hear all these other people, oh, I didn't get my money, I didn't get this and that, and I think, man, I didn't even, I just leave, and and if I didn't see him for 2 or 3 days, whenever I'd see him the next time, he'd give it to me. But it wasn't because he didn't pay me. It's just because I just late, I was wanting to get out of there, and I'd go ahead and get out of there. But that's like I said, I had a good.
Tell him like it is, Dougie. You just didn't need the money. You enjoyed the good workout. You didn't need the money. And if Bert needed it, he always give it to us because I didn't know it at first. And then Dougie told me that one day. I said, dude, what? I said, yeah. Because I always kept, because like Dougie said, he always gives our money, but I always did keep one eye on him, though. When I went like South Dakota, that buzzsaw just robbed the hell out of him. So I just had to, you had to keep an eye on him because Bert, he loved buzzsaw. I don't know. He showed that South Dakota. We drawed, and one house was 20 grand, and the other house was 30 grand. And then Buzz ended up getting a big piece of that. Yeah. But Bert, I love Bert Prentice, man. Yeah. He was always good to me. Ronnie Gossett, too. A lot of people talk about him. But I'm about to come to conclusion that all these folks that want to talk and knock somebody and shit, and this is going out to all of you, too. And I might be done that in my life, but it's like that dark side of the ring, man. I was on a couple of them, and they kept wanting to hear all the garbage. They didn't want to hear the good things. Yeah. And so if you don't hear the garbage, ask the person face to face, and if you can't, then listen to what's told to you. And so anyway, needless to say, I don't do the dark side of the rings no more because I ain't got nothing bad to say about nobody, And if I do, it's so bad I don't want to say nothing about it anyway because I don't want to over the stuff. I like my hair and everything, so I don't be stressing over the little bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you can see the ones on there who's got their hand out for some money, who's willing to say whatever bad stuff they want them to say about whoever they want them to say about.
If you want to know something bad about me, ask me. Don't ask me to say something bad about somebody else because that ain't my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Dougie's like that. Now, there's a couple out there that they deserve their dues, and they do get them, if but I don't bring it up because I don't even like to dwell on them. If I got to worry about somebody being a dick, then I'm a worse dick for even worrying about what they thinking about me because I don't even care,
Yeah, there's a difference between burying somebody just to bury them and then somebody asks you a straightforward question and the honest answer is just not positive. For the most part, Doug hadn't had anything bad to say about, but just a couple of people, and those couple of people is like, well, my experience with them was not good. It wasn't. He didn't say they were sorry people, but he just didn't have any good experiences with them. And the truth's just the truth.
And you know what? And even those people, now other people might have had good experiences with them. I can't say what everybody else have had. Like I can say close to what Tommy's had experience with him. I've heard him talk about it, but Tommy's been one. But
it's kind of like my mama used to tell me growing up. Treat others with respect, and they'll respect you, and do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Well, there's some folks who don't even, it's what can you do for them, and and that ain't even what the world's about, man. It's about living life, traveling them roads, especially in our business. And you know, the guys back then, man, I mean, you was like a family, you know. I mean, we was on the road to get, she was with the guys more than we was with our wives, you know. So you know, them that's, you know, so then there's some in this business, if it hadn't been for them stooging and stuff like that, I guess they might not even been in the business. So, you know, it is what it is. And as long as you know what it is, there's a lot of what is, but, you know, if you know what it, you know, it is. I mean, like wrestling, you know, we got the greatest fans in the world: football, basketball, soccer, rugby, bar none.
Hey,
You know.
Gene, I did learn one thing before we come on the air. Listen, which I know you don't do this or anything, but if anybody ever calls you and asks you for Tommy's number,
Yeah,
some of
your family, Gene.
He done had to get up. He done had to get on a few young men earlier this week, calling him, wanting him to be on a podcast.
Well, actually, it's yesterday.
And he said that he done this He said he done this podcast with me and Eugene, but he didn't just get on podcasts, just talk with people and everything. But then he broke down asking where they got his phone number from, and that got him a little. He don't get stressed or upset too much, but that got he probably drank him about a drink or two before he did.
I was drinking before I lost my hair.
They might have said my name, but they didn't get your number from me. I promise you.
Yeah. I got the text about 5 minutes after I got the phone call. About 5 minutes later, I got the text saying so and so wants to talk. Wants your number. He wants to talk to you about doing a podcast. Well, that motherfucker done called me, so that other motherfucker had to be the one that fucking give me my number. Excuse my English and don't believe that, because I want them to know. They'll know who I'm talking about.
That's fine.
One of your buddies from Dyersburg and one down Memphis way too. You know,
I got a buddy in Dyersburg.
Some podcast kings and some they promoters. I don't know.
There's no telling, but yeah, if anybody asks me to contact with you, I say I don't have any way to contact him.
Gene's face is getting red.
Hey, Gene,
talk to him too.
You tell him you blow up smoke signals for him, don't you?
Hell yeah. He shows up when he just has a way about him. He knows when it's time. He shows up. I'm just sitting there waiting. I have no way to contact him. But now most of the podcast people don't like me, so they're not gonna.
Well, you tell them I don't like them either, Gene.
We just do our own thing over here, and everybody cannot like us.
Hey, with you, at least I know I'm coming for fun, and you're not paying me. These other son of guns, I don't know about none of them. You my man.
That's right.
I'm gonna try to get us a sponsor too, Gene.
Hey, if you do that,
look at here. Awesome. Hey, while we're here, I'd like to give a big shout out to all the wrestling fans. Anybody do any wrestling shows? Want to book Dangerous Doug, Gilbert, Tommy, Wildfire, Rich? Y'all contact Gene, contact Doug, or contact me, because anybody will give you my number. So,
I'll put your number across the screen. Oh, we're not a video. Never mind.
Hey, everybody else might 404-991. And everybody else is done. Give it out.
And Gene, before Tommy don't say it on here, Tommy will be this weekend, and we're at in Georgia, Tommy.
We're gonna be it's like that 50-year anniversary, man. I mean, 50 years ago in Atlanta, Georgia, you know, I beat Harley Race for the NWA World Heavyweight title. Tony Atlas and myself 50 years ago were the first black and white team to ever hold the NWA Southern Tag Team titles. A lot of history there. Last Battle of Atlanta 50 years ago, right there in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, this coming weekend, you talk about a St. Valentine's Day massacre, son. It's going to be one in Chatsworth, Georgia. Big cowboy Chris Nams. You better bring your wife, son, because I'm going to beat your socks off. You know, I know who wears the pants in your family. So, hey, you talk your trash, I'll talk mine. Bottom line is, on the 14th, it will be at the Big D's Flea Market. Tony Atlas, Mr. USA and Tony Atlas, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, and Tommy Wildfire Rich will be at Big D's Flea Market Saturday and Sunday. This coming Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 2. And then we're doing a virtual signing Saturday night. And then a Sunday we'll do the meet and greet there at the flea market, at Big D's Flea Market, 10 to 2. And then that night, it's the big blow off with, like I said, bring your little Ricky with you because you're going to need her, Chris Nams. When Mr. USA Tony Atlas and hey, Chatsworth, Georgia. I mean, it's going to be a jubilee, son, because it's like a reunion. I mean, and you know, it's like it just to come back where it all started. It's like a full circle, you know.
And Gene, there's going to be a lot of other stuff. Me and Tommy got to plug also, but I want to say this because Tommy got confirmation of it the other day. Me and Tommy will be in St. Louis, and I think it's May, ain't it, Tommy?
Yeah.
And everything. That's kind of a cool deal. Me and Tommy had a good time up there last time. Me and Tommy and my wife, we went to we had a good time at the show and the signing and saw a lot of people that we hadn't seen before. And we went out to the Korean barbecue place. It was really good. We went out and ate. Remember that, Tommy? We had a couple beers and everything, but we had a good time in St. Louis. But there'll be stuff like next week that we'll plug. But anyway, that was kind of on my mind, and I saw that earlier that Tommy had sent me a message and said that we was for sure there. So that'll be a cool deal too. But there'll be things in between now and then that we'll plug and appearances. And like Tommy said, if anybody wants anything as far as wrestling shows for us to wrestle or for us to sign, meet and greets, whatever you need.
Commercials. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm looking for my birthday's coming up here in July the 26th. So I'm looking for a big birthday party too. Anybody do any birthdays want Dangerous Doug and myself to be there? We will appear. You know, or if anybody wants to throw a July bash 26th for my birthday, hey, we'll appear for that too.
There you go.
No, but I just really want to thank everybody for tuning in and everything, man. So it's so cool. I mean, and 50 years later, I'm sitting here doing a podcast thinking, who in the hell knows who Tommy Rich is? And we're doing a podcast, so some people do know who Dangerous Doug and Tommy Rich is.
And you know what, Tommy? Who would have thought this is the thing? And Gene, myself, and you sitting here, wouldn't one of us thought 50 years ago that there would have been a podcast, would we?
Yeah, if somebody said you're going to be on a podcast, we go, what the hell's a podcast? We can sit at we can all sit at our houses in Alabama, Tennessee, and South Carolina, and all sit here and talk together and record it, and then put it out. And people can listen to it. That's wild, you know.
Hey, 50 years ago when I started wrestling, it was running them streets, buck wild. I'm sorry. Who'd ever thunk? And you think about this there, Mr. G. Who'd ever thunk about that Facebook being out there and everything you's doing in that town? You know, they tell you don't play in your backyard, Gene. Well, who'd ever thunk that Facebook with, you know, if you did play in your backyard back then, you had a 50-50 chance. But in today's world, you know this, Gene. You don't have a 50-50 chance because 1 minute after you do what you're doing, it's on that Facebook somewhere.
Yep.
Just remember that, Gene.
Somebody videoed you.
Nothing you shouldn't be doing, but I'm just saying.
Now look how far we've come, Gene. We've come from which I popped because this is funny to me. I remember Tommy saying it, telling me we got to stop getting some Polaroid film. Remember the Polaroid?
Oh heck yeah!
You know what I'm talking about, the pop out slide. Yeah, there you go. That was.
Oh, I thought you were doing something else. Gene, stop doing that.
but yeah, now who would have thought that? I remember me and Tommy stopped, and it was funny. One day we stopped, and he went in. They didn't have any film. Like, I mean, we get 4 or 5, packs at a time, just so you'd have like what was it, like 20 pictures on each one or something.
10.
Was it 10?
Yeah, 10. That was expensive back then. Of course.
So say we get
think about
40.
Triple that, so it wasn't too expensive.
So we get 40 or 50 at a time. So one night Tommy come out and he said, they don't have any film. He said, but look what I got. And he had this, it was a camera, Gene, and it wasn't about this wide and about that tall. And I said, what does that do? He said, it's the same thing as a Polaroid, except it's miniature. So when the people would come up at night to take a picture with us, like they'd get between us and that person would take a picture. And the regular Polaroids was like that big, right?
Yeah.
These was like this big.
Couldn't tell who they was.
Look like y'all on a postage stamp, I guess.
Yeah. But now that's we go from. You think back. I think about like just old day, even like before that, just with just regular cameras. But to me, the Polaroid thing is the thing. It has changed so much. You get them out like Gene said and shake it.
Hey,
Something real
everything.
quick I wanted to mention. We hadn't talked about this in a while. Over on the Facebook page, Tom, you was talking about people remembering like you and Tony Atlas. That video, you remember that video we shot in Philadelphia? You and Tony sitting on the couch, and like Tony was putting you over big time and telling the story of like what he remembered about you coming to Georgia and everything. That video on Facebook has been viewed 138,000 times.
That's cool.
And in the video, Doug, of you and the meanie, where he's telling about the arena and he's showing you the picture that you and Eddie took with him when he came to Memphis in '91.
Right.
That one's got 91,000 views.
That's cool.
So
that's really cool. But like I said, who would have thought, which you're saying about the podcast and everything, and like Tommy saying 50 years ago, I'm thinking 50 years ago, what would any of us have thought would have evolved? And that's what I was talking with my friend earlier in Memphis, and me and him was talking about some of this same stuff and how things have changed. And like I've always told y'all, I mean, Tommy knows it, Gene. I mean, everything revolves, and I mean, if it's 360 degrees, 180, whatever. But I mean, whether we like some of it or whether you don't like some of it, to revolve things, whether it be wrestling, whether it be any business that you're in, things are going to change. And we just hope a lot of times that it changes for what we think is the better. And the thing about it is people that are youngsters these days didn't see what we saw. So they just see what today's product is, and they go off of that from that. And, if they think that's good, that a lot of times that's what's cool to me about when people come up to me and talk to me about watching older stuff and everything, and being excited about it and saying, man, I never saw this. This is pretty cool stuff. And like I said, I watch a lot of stuff, and some of it, I don't know if it's a good thing or not, like I said before, but I don't even remember some of the spots and different things and stuff that Tommy and myself have done, but it's kind of cool to watch it back. And, and then, and to honestly say either, man, I thought that was really cool, or I thought if we'd done something else, it'd been better. But most of the time I thought it was really cool. So that's a cool thing.
And it's funny sometimes how things get locked in your memory and you swear it was a certain way, and then you go back and watch it all those years later and like, that ain't how I remember it at all, but it is what it is because there's the video. So I don't know. Yeah, like you say, it's cool to have that. And as far as like talking about like podcasts 50 years ago, I know I've said this before, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I really and truly think if your brother was around, he would have been on the very front end of the podcast. As soon as podcast became a thing, I think he was always so ahead of the curve of everything, ahead of his time. I think he would have been one of the first guys to get one of these things and really, run with it and
blow it up.
Oh, and he would have had sponsors too, Gene. Bet you
for
ass
sure.
on that.
He definitely would have. I wish Bert was still around. I could call him and go, how do I get sponsors for this podcast, dude? 'Cause...
and you know what he would tell you? I've already got them, Gene.
Yeah.
Put me on there, honey. The sponsorship money's coming to me.
Yeah.
Hey, between sponsors and them damn $10 gimmick bag boxes he had, I mean, he made a killing.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Hey, bless his heart. He hustled. Anybody can say whatever they want about it.
Yeah.
He was hustling.
Till the day he passed. I mean, he was one of the last promoters that was still out there doing things. I mean, he had TV and they advertised on the internet, but he still was out there, as long as he physically could, was out there pounding the pavement and promoting the old school way. I mean, he was one of the very last ones to do it.
That thing St. Louis you talking about, Herb Simmons, he one of the last dinosaurs too.
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say now. And him and Herb.
And I don't mean to interrupt you, though, but a big shout out to Barbara Bush. I know this is a big thing for Bruce and Brody, too, man, and was a very good friend of mine. I mean, I had the honor to meet him, was scared to death of him sitting in the dressing room. And then once I finally, met him and we talked some, one of the coolest people you ever meet in your life. And Barbara's the same way. So I'm excited about that part of it, too. It's going to be a big weekend.
I was about 8, 9 years old. I was in my brother's apartment at the office in Kansas City was 910 Penn. I won't never forget that. For some reason, stuck in my head. That was the office address. But all the boys lived in that same building there. My brother lived in an apartment. I won't never forget the first time I saw Brody was, my brother walked in the door of his apartment and Brody walked in. He had to duck his head down to get in, but the whole door was filled up. And I mean, you know, with his beard and his hair and everything, I looked at him, I thought, it was like, you know, like people would say now, like on the screen on a TV or something, looked like a monster. You know, he was just so freaking well defined and big and huge and stuff. And I thought, my gosh, but he talked so nice to me and was so cool and everything. He's just a real gentle giant. I mean, you won't hear that about him from a lot of people, but like I said, when I worked with him, I think I worked with him twice. The first time Tommy booked me against him because the guy that Tommy had him working with left, quit when he seen Tommy booked him against him.
He got scared.
And he got scared and left. So Tommy asked me, "Do I want to work with him?" I said, "Yeah." And I worked with him. Man, he's such a gentleman. I mean, you know, you hear all the horror stories, but man, he was so good to me and nice and everything.
Yeah, but see, the rest of the background is there too. Didn't he mess with you for a minute though? But him and Tommy back in the day, Doug's dad knew him real well too.
Yeah.
You know,
My dad,
they were friends, and anyway, he took care of Dougie.
yeah, he did, but he didn't say nothing before we went to the ring.
That's what it was. He would say nothing.
Yeah, I walked up to him and stuck my hand out, and I think he actually shook my hand, and I introduced myself, and I said, "Sir, is there anything I need to know?" And he just looked at me, and I thought, well, I guess, you know, that kind of.
You kind of had that moment that Eddie had with the Briscoes, right?
Exactly. Same type deal.
Exactly.
But where I'm sure Eddie thought he was going to get tied up in knots, I thought I was just going to get the living crap beat out of him.
Get your head kicked off.
Yeah.
Well, we may have to, next week, we may have to psychoanalyze the reasoning. Did Tommy secretly have something against you, booking you against Mabel and Bruiser Brody? It seems like maybe there's some issues we got to bring out on the show and get worked out for y'all.
No, I tell you what it was. I knew Dougie would go out there and do whatever was asked to do, and I knew that they respected him. And these other guys, they just were stupid and didn't know no better. They, you know, I mean, Dougie, it's a job. It's a job. You know, some of them look at it like, you know, well, of course, Brody would probably kick their ass too. You know, that's actually why that's why they left. It wasn't a matter of going over. It was a matter of whether they'd survive that match or not.
They knew they'd do something stupid that was going to get them.
And then Brody'd kill them. Yeah.
The more we dig on this show, man, it just amazes me between the two of you, the legends and just icons of wrestling that you guys have both been in the ring with, either working or tagging with, you know, the Brodys and Sheiks and just all the different folks that I've studied all my life. It's really cool that you've done that.
Oh, we're so blessed. I mean, we're so blessed. And I wish I made the money these boys make today. But I tell you what, I really wouldn't take nothing for them road trips either. You know, hell with my own private bus. I want to be my Padres. You know, I want to be with my boys. Yeah, you know, that was half the fun to the business.
Well, like you were saying earlier, man, you couldn't have had half the fun you had if it was the cell phone era of everybody was putting stuff on Facebook and videoing and, you know.
Well, there'd be a lot of guys not married. Which ain't not married now anyway. So
that's one blunt way to put it, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, truth's the truth.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
But and you know what though, Gene, everything would have been so different as far as, you know, like me and Tommy talk about when we talk about the territories, bicycling, the tapes, and everything. You know. Oh yeah. With you know, you could have never that would have never worked. You know, in these last 15 or 20 years or something, you wouldn't.
Yeah, you everybody think about that. You guys do that live TV on Memphis Saturday morning, and you head to Nashville to do last week's show that you did last Monday night, and some guy comes and held their phone. Hey, I saw y'all drop the belts to PG-13 last week. Well, what do you say to that? You know? Right. But there's every once in a while, like I talked to a guy.
You know what I would have told him, Gene? I'd have said the office told me to do it. I'd say,
Yeah.
you really think them two clowns could beat us?
I was talking to a guy the other week that lived in.
I'm sorry. I know Wolfie D's your boy. I'll take it back.
Jeez.
Hey,
He lived in Memphis, and his dad took him on a work trip to Nashville, and they had went to the Monday night show the previous Monday night, and the next Saturday they went to the Nashville show, and they saw everything they had saw the previous Monday night. He was like 8 years old, and he said his dad's like, "I told you this stuff was bullshit. Everything happened that happened last week," and he said that it completely blew his mind for a long time.
But then it really messed him up. He went to Memphis that following week and it was different again. He said, "This."
The message is don't go to Nashville.
Right. Well, that's what I was fixing to say. Tommy said what he'd have told him. I'd have said, "Hey, kid, just get back to Memphis. Don't go to Nashville."
Nashville's a different world.
Hey, but it didn't really matter with them anyway, because them would travel 200 miles. They didn't want to be smart anyway. They, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, they just love wrestling. I mean, they just,
Wanted to come. Yeah, that's true. Wanted to believe.
Yeah, wanted to believe. There you go. Yes, sir.
People who wanted to believe would find a way, and people who didn't would definitely find a way. So, yeah, you're right.
Definitely. And listen, Gene, thanks for putting up with me and Tommy this week, man. I think we've covered a lot of stuff and everything.
I didn't think he's ever going to shut up, Dougie.
Everybody, I didn't know if he's going to let you get a word in or not, Tommy. But anyway, man, Tommy, you be careful on the road this weekend, tonight, and this weekend. I hope everything goes well in Georgia for you and Tony Atlas and everything. And Gene, thanks for everything. And
yes, sir.
If y'all need anything, y'all guys holler at me and listen. We want to thank the fans for listening. And like I said, if you need Wildfire, Dangerous Doug for wrestling events, whatever, you've got this podcast that you can send everything to. And man, we appreciate everybody listening. If you need anything, give us a shout. Peace. We're out.
In the heart of Tennessee, born with pride, Doug and Tommy taking rings in stride. Memphis legends never backing down. Wrestling warriors, they wear the crown. You scurry away, glory in their veins. Fighting legends breaking chains. In the square circle they made their name. Podcast champions, it's their claim to fame. On the mic they roar, on the map they soar. Dangerous conversations, fans wanting more. Podcast kings ruling the waves. Memphis wrestling raising the stage. From title belts to Hall of Fame, Doug and Tommy carved the name. Fists of fury and hearts of gold. Every story, every fight retold. Tales of glory, laughter, cry. Tennessee warriors with hearts open wide. In the ring or on the air, legends living without a care. On the mic they roar, on the mat they soar. Dangerous conversations, fans wanting more. My guys